Adult Protective Services, or APS, is a program within Community Living, Aging, and Protective Services that serves vulnerable adults age 18 and older who need assistance because of abuse, neglect, self-neglect, or financial exploitation. APS helps vulnerable adults connect to the services they need so they can stay safely in their homes and communities whenever possible. APS investigates caretaker abuse, caretaker neglect, caretaker exploitation, financial neglect, abandonment, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, and personal degradation. It also investigates non-caretaker exploitation and self-neglect. Each type of maltreatment, other than self-neglect and non-caretaker exploitation, requires that the alleged perpetrator be a caretaker of the vulnerable adult. As soon as you notice signs of maltreatment of a vulnerable adult, you should submit a referral to APS online at abuseisnotok.org or over the phone at 1-800-522-3511. Please do not wait to submit a referral if the resident's nursing home payment is not being paid. Long-term care specialists from Adult and Family Services are responsible for establishing Medicaid eligibility for nursing home residents. Long-term care nurses are responsible for determining a resident's medical eligibility for nursing home level of care. APS does not make any decisions on Medicaid eligibility. However, APS may serve as a liaison between the long-term care specialist and the resident or family of the resident. If there are barriers to a resident being approved for Medicaid, the nursing facility should talk to the long-term care specialist first to see what can be done. The nursing facility should let the resident and/or their family know what information was learned from the long-term care specialist. If there is suspected financial exploitation or neglect, the nursing facility should submit a referral to APS. There are several ways to prevent the exploitation and financial neglect of a resident in a nursing facility. APS recommends that the nursing facility notify the resident and family or responsible party of the vendor payment upon the resident's arrival at the facility and explain to them that the resident's money cannot be used to pay for household bills and expenses while they are in the nursing facility. However, there are different financial requirements when the resident's spouse is still residing in the home. The family can contact the long-term care specialist for additional information about these requirements. APS also recommends that the nursing facility file with Social Security to be appointed the resident's representative payee when there is no one available to assist with their finances or when there are issues with receiving payment. A representative payee is a person or organization who manages the benefits for someone who cannot manage or direct the management of his or her benefits. When conducting an investigation, APS may request records from the nursing facility. The types of records needed will vary depending on the resident's situation. APS may need copies of any document supporting the allegation of maltreatment, which could include legal documents, financial records, income sources, or medical records. Additional records which may be needed include a resident's face sheet, the contact information for family members or responsible parties, documents that show the facility's attempts to obtain payment in the form of invoices, letters, etc., a current billing statement, and documentation of funeral arrangements. Anyone can submit a referral to APS online at abuseisnotok.org or by calling the Abuse and Neglect Hotline at 1-800-522-3511. To submit a report, you will need the following information: the vulnerable adult's name, address or location, and phone number. Information about the vulnerable adult's health problems, communication problems, and mobility problems. The alleged perpetrator's name, address, and phone number if applicable. How the alleged perpetrator assists the vulnerable adult, and a description of the vulnerable adult's situation. If you would like additional training on APS for your facility, please send a request to communityaps@okdhs.org.